firm statement about the violations of the law and violations of Americans' rights that the current administration is doing.
I have a thesis for you.
Well, please, by all means.
My thesis would be that people, representatives in Congress or in Senate, have watched the FBI worked surreptitiously to try and undermine Donald Trump. I mean, they tried to impeach him twice off of totally faulty information. You had false affidavits that were filed by FBI agents. These people are scared to death of speaking out against the FBI, the CIA, the entire intelligence agency apparatus, and I don't blame them. But we need courage right now. That's the problem, is that these people are just not being courageous, and that's what we've actually put them there to be.
Everyone on the January 6th subcommittee should be expelled from Congress.
Agreed.
They lied, manipulated to steal political power, and the sad thing is, we all know it, we've always known it, and these changes will not come. However, that being said, what happened in Israel has really been a lightning bolt on this country, an earthquake of such tremendous magnitude. The left is ripped to shreds, and seeing these people say they're going to vote for Trump, we'll get into this a little bit later, but I'm actually more optimistic than I've ever been when I see hardcore never Trumpers being like, I'll vote for the guy. Really? Now, I got to tell you something really crazy about that. January 6th was supposed to be an insurrection where they tried to overthrow the United States and take it over. And now you've got people they don't care anymore because of Israel. Again, I know, we'll get into this a little bit later, but my point is, when it comes to the January 6th subcommittee, their goal was insurrection. They sat in those committee hearings, withholding information, lying about what was going on. Why? To steal political power. That is an insurrection. That is seditious conspiracy. And these videos only prove more of what we already knew. The cops are waving people in and shaking their hands.
Right.
How can you call that an insurrection?
But it doesn't actually begin then. It began, I mean, it may have even begun earlier than this, but the most obvious example to me is when you have, the spying that's happening on the Trump campaign before he's even elected president, and you have
Obama!
Yeah, and that was directed by Obama and Hillary Clinton. But, Biden also was riding shotgun for much of that, so it just seems absolutely bizarre to me that the representatives in Congress aren't willing to actually speak out about how perilous these circumstances are.
You know what Obama understood? Obama understood what hurt Nixon. And you know what hurt Nixon? The press. And so Obama said, if I am going to engage in a seditious conspiracy after murdering American citizens and bombing children in other countries, he said, if I am going to try and steal power and destroy the United States government and this country and the lives of the American people, I will have to own the press before I do it. And the reason why he has not gone down as one of the worst presidents in history is because the press has just kept lying in his defense. But I truly hope, that within 8 years, the narrative has flipped on the horror that was the Obama administration. The psychotic, deranged, and evil things that man did. Let's just talk about the killing of Abdulrahman al-Awlaki. Let's talk about the extrajudicial assassinations of several others. Let's talk about the National Defense Authorization Act indefinite detention provision, in which Obama said he had the right to take you in secret in the middle of the night to an offshore military vessel, a naval vessel, and torture you. That's it. That's a decree he made. He prosecuted more whistleblowers and journalists of the Espionage Act than any other president, and he spied on Donald Trump, working with Hillary Clinton. We know this, and still he gets past all this. What? He owned the press.
Well, and he also won a Nobel Peace Prize
for nothing.
For nothing. I mean, to top all that off.
He was given a Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, sure. Man. But let me just add one more item that's in my wheelhouse as to reasons to not like Barack Obama. He was responsible for the executive order that implemented diversity, equity, inclusion in every federal department across our government. That was his action. The last month of Trump's presidency, he tried to undo it, and then the very first day of Biden's presidency, they redid it. That's how important this is to them, that they are able to essentially divide and conquer, which is exactly what DEI is, even though it's about diversity,
Gotcha,
right? But really
bitch.
what it is about oppression Olympic.
Gotcha.